Hey everyone, this is Patrick with SFMF Fishing, and today I'm going to do a video on colors, why I choose certain colors. I've got a variety of baits sitting in front of me, not because I throw them the most, but I really do throw them a lot. But just to explain why I choose certain colors and why certain colors don't work in where the area I live. I live in New England, and it's a different breed of animal up here. We don't have certain baits that are being force fed to us, but we we do have forage and feeder fish um, that the predator bass does go for, and they go for in a big way. So this is my own opinion. This is what works for me. What works for you may be different, but I just want to go over a little bit of what I use. Let's see here. And good morning, by the way. I took the day off because I had an appointment, and that appointment is to make a video for you guys. So here we go. Let me start first with saying I kayak bass fish, and I do it competitively. This month I came in 7th in my state. Probably could have been done better if I had done different baits or whatnot, but I wanted to experiment, and I did. And what I threw, I think you guys remember getting these in a subscription box. Unfortunately, up here in the Northeast, we got this chartreuse. They call it a gill. I mean a perch, but it's chartreuse. This is perch. This is not. But what I did, because I really liked the bait, wrong color, but I liked the bait, I went out and bought the right color for myself. I bought the 1/2 ounce, and I bought the 3/4 ounce. 3/4 ounce I use in deeper water, or if they're striking and it's warm out, I'll use that one too. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But anyways, I started throwing just for this entire month, just throwing that. And the reason why I'll pick up this 3/4 first is because of the trailer. That's a 6-cent trailer. Okay. I forget the name of the paddle tail, but you can get that from 6 cents. This is a Z-Man Sling Blades, bluegill color, and I was crushing them with the 1/2 ounce with that trailer. And then one day it went from warm to cold, just like that, and they weren't hitting at all on that. And I'm like, what the heck? I know this water, and this water they all hit. They hit constantly. Even the little fish will try to get it. So I changed it up. I moved it over into a grass candy. Is what this is. Also a 6-cent trailer. It's a purple top, a green bottom, and it matches the gill Z-Man spinnerbait perfectly. Yeah, this is, I had straightened this up since the last hit. 3 casts later, bam, a 17-inch bass. So colors are important. I went to a brand new lake, and I threw this and this. This is a Z-Man chatterbait. This is just your regular chatterbait. This isn't any of the jackhammers or anything else like this, but it's gill color. I went to a brand new lake. Somebody said, you got to try this. My God, they got pumpkin seed bluegill style fish in that lake that are enormous. So that told me, okay, what colors do I need to tie on? These look like a pumpkin seed with the bright orange. And I was hitting. They hit on both of those. I threw some other baits too, but those seem to be the ones they hit. I utilize this. This is another chatterbait, the Freedom. This has got the swivel head on it. They hit on this. They hit. This is a Nicholas double willow bluegill spinner. They hit on this. I think you can maybe see where I'm going with this. They don't hit on this. I will throw this, but I never get hit. This isn't a color of what they forage for. I'll throw it because I might catch something that's wicked hungry. But other than that, I mean, to get a reaction strike, use the colors in your area that the fish will strike at. Not because they're hungry, but because it's in their area and it's opportunity. They'll strike at this because it's opportunity. They won't strike at something they don't recognize because it's not opportunity. It's just like, what the heck? Same with my swim baits, different style swim baits. These don't catch anything but pickerel if I throw them. I do try throwing them, hoping I'm wrong, but so far I've never caught a bass on a white swim bait. I've caught pickerel or territorial. You put something in their zone, they will strike out of saying, get out of my area. This was Bait Lab's awesome bait. Doesn't work in my area. This is a bright red craw that just doesn't work. I could throw it all day long and it doesn't work. Now I did get a Bait Lab that was a gill color. It just phenomenal. It's in my tackle box for always have on the kayak. So I forgot to grab it. But it is just phenomenal and it's a great color. A red that does work is this right here. It's more of a maroon, and this is for cold water, murky. And this actually, a dark maroon will work. And I know I've said no reds, but a dark maroon does work. Something else that does work is like this right here. And this was 6 cents, by the way. This is 6 cents also. This is part of their Black Magic line. Black works year round for me. My waters are stained and muddy, so dark colors are like the perfect thing. Something else that works, this is also from 6 cents, is this hybrid swim bait. This particular one dives 1 to 3 feet, and in the purple for some reason, knocks it out of the park. Purple works in my waters. This purple works in my waters. This is more of a subtle. Even though there's no lip, it won't dive very far. It'll dive maybe 3 to 5 feet. What else doesn't work? This is also 6 cents. These, now, remember, because they don't work doesn't mean they're trashy baits, okay? This is 6 cents. Everybody knows 6 cents makes great lures. But this particular one doesn't work for me. It's got the shad dot, and it doesn't work. Now, I want to show you this 6 cents. And then we have this red eye, Strike King red eye. This doesn't work. See that blue? In my area, this blue is more of a saltwater blue. This is what we would use in saltwater, not freshwater. We don't have anything remotely like this for freshwater that the fish will forage for. Now, what we do have, something else that's 6 cents that I don't throw or use is this red craw, lipless. Something else. There's another color, bright red, doesn't work. What does work? Look at this storm gill. Okay. 6 cents. A larger 6 cents. These work. I have a black one, Black Magic, lipless, works great. And the reason why they work great, I want to actually get into these two right here. These are two crankbaits from 6 cents. Now, I chose these because they're remotely close to color. This one, however, if you see, has a shad dot. This one has a bluegill dot. Okay? Now, the shad dot is a full circle up on towards the back. The bluegill dot, okay, you notice, and I think I talked about this in my last review, is a quarter of the dot is missing because it's underneath the gill. Okay, bluegills, if you look at sunfish, bluegills, pumpkin seeds, their dot is only a 3/4 dot, and because it's right next to the gill plates. And so when the fish in my area see this dot, they ignore it. But when they see this, they think forage. And that's why I use this and I don't use this. Something else I use are Whopper Ploppers. It's a top water, so Whopper Ploppers or any top water. Remember the top of a top water bait is more to impress you than the fish. They can only see the bottom, and that's what they're striking at. And so here's a 190 Whopper Plopper. This is the black. I use this for muddy, murky, large bodies of water. One I use a lot is the 130. And this is the bone color. Bone works great. Bone is kind of like a color, like, I don't know, you, like, oh God, something dying, starts fading. If it's something that's hatching, it's still in the lava state. And then for clear water, I have this one right here, which is transparent, translucent, shiny. and this I use for clear water. And everybody knows it's more about the noise it makes, and then it sees it, and then that if that color's right for that water, that's when you get those strikes. And yeah, and then we go to jerkbaits. This is a 6 cents. This color doesn't work for me. Shad dot for one. It looks too much like a shad. Doesn't look like the colors we have. Here's a blue one, bluish green. This is oh god, I can't read what company this is. But this doesn't work either. Oh, this is a Megabass. Doesn't work. Here's a Jenko. Let me get that off. Here's a Jenko Blue, Pro Blue. Doesn't work. Now, what does work, especially for me, because I throw jerkbaits year round, so I'll use different colored jerkbaits year round. A dirty white, dirty green, purple. Is what works for me during the summertime and spring. What works for me and year round is perch. Perch is a high protein fish for that the predators like to eat. Here's one that's all dinged up, and this one I throw a lot. This is a Jenko perch, and here's one I throw a lot also. This is a Megabass perch, and one I also throw. When you notice there's less of a shine on this one. This is a 6 cents. Sometimes you want to throw something with less shine, more dull, depending on the water. And that's just trial and error. But I throw the perch colors the most in jerkbaits. I will throw a dirty purple and a dirty green also. But it depends on what time of the year. And remember, don't just buy shiny, pretty. Sometimes buy dull. Dull has its place, and it's important to be able to know where that transition is. When things aren't working on the shiny, try it with the dull. Just like when things aren't working with the bright, go darker. But yeah. Oh, and I wanted to show you because a lot of the baits I get, especially through subscription boxes, I give to my fellow veterans, but I usually buy excuse me, what I personally want to throw. I've researched and took me over a year to research and determine, yes, I want to try it. But I bought a Livingston lipless, and this should work good. It'll look kind of like a perch. And if you don't know about Livingston, it's got a battery in it, and it makes a chirping little bait fish noise. They've been in business for a long time, so that's what made me want to try it, because if it was a gimmick, they wouldn't be around. Matter of fact, I believe Nick, the Informative Fisherman, did a video on baits, and he talked about the Livingston. And I listened to what Nick says. He's like the pro for the pros, you know. He knows what he's talking about. Something else that came in a subscription box, the wrong color, but I liked it, so I ordered and got one. Probably throw it this coming Saturday. First, this came in a subscription box. It's a Lunker Hunt Distress 6-foot jerkbait, 0 to 6 feet. This is not a color that works here. You could throw this all day long and I will not get a strike. So what I did see in some of the other subscription boxes in other regions was the jumbo. Look at that. Kind of see my pattern. I go with what works, what's going to catch me fish. It's smaller. There's only 2 treble hooks. This is when the bites aren't happening and you just want to try something a little bit more finessey. This is perfect. I will throw this weekend. But that's about it. So you see, I do a lot of bluegill, and perch colors. And so when I get blue baits, I put them in my veterans tackle box, but they're not going to throw them either. They'll go for what they see, what they used to catch as kids, and say, "Oh, I want to try that." And yeah, but yeah, that's I do have the Freedom. I have the black and blue, dark blue and black Freedom. That does work in certain waters around here. I forgot to pull it out. I should have. But for the most part, that's what I go with. Like I said, something as simple as a shad dot and a gill dot makes all the difference in the world when throwing your baits. Look at them carefully. Just don't say, "This is pretty, I'm going to throw this." Throw what's going to work. And yeah. So I hope that helped. This is what I throw and how I choose my colors. I go with what the fish in this area forage. And I can almost, I can't say for certain, but I can almost say you can throw any of these colors that I like to throw nationally and probably still catch fish. I know I did in New York, upstate New York. They were biting the same stuff over here down in the South Shore of Massachusetts. And so what I throw, I think I could take just what I throw anywhere and still catch fish. And bluegills are probably the most common bait fish that the predators forage on. So bluegill is the color more companies should be making. They should be making less shad style and more gill style baits. And like I said, with colors though, I mean, if this was more of a bone white, I would use, and more of a darker, not blue, take the shad dot away, I would use that. It would look more like a something that would be floating around or swimming around in my water, you know, but it's not, so I don't. So that's it. That's how I choose my colors. I hope that helped. And so when you go out and fish, you know your forage. Know, even if it's a new body of water, you can go online. You can type in that body of water and say what kind of fish are in there, and it will show you. And then you'll know what the predators are foraging on. and bring those colors with you, and that will bring you success every single time. Just remember, 22 veterans every day commit suicide. So if you know a veteran, give him a call, give him a buddy check, make sure he's okay. It's the least you could do. All right? They defended your freedom. Least you could do is defend their mental health and make sure they're okay. And until next time, peace out.